Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tottenham Hotspur career mode here in FIFA 22. I am recording this to you from the future. I mentioned this in the previous episode, at the end of the previous episode. When it came time to the holiday season, I hadn't played this game in a while, so I really wanted to record some gameplay, but the situation in my house was where I couldn't record my live reaction, so I figured I'd record the gameplay and then just do a voiceover after. I'm going to be talking over the gameplay here. I'm not going to really be commentating on every single thing that happens, so you can kind of listen to my voice and also look at the screen, but just know that the two things might not always be lined up. In this episode, we are going to be finishing up the month of April. You saw there we have our Conference League matches against Copenhagen in the semifinals. Our first match here is against Newcastle, which was our only loss to the season up till that point. I did quick sim it and we ended up getting a 1-0 win, so that was good. We got here a transfer offer or a loan offer for Movila, and we keep getting loan to buy offers, so as always, I just decided to make it just a loan deal. Coming up here again, we have this game against, our first leg of the semifinals against Copenhagen, which I simmed, and we got a 1-0 draw, and I keep saying this. I'm not too bothered if we get knocked out of that competition. If anything, it's just going to give us a little bit of extra rest time. Our next Premier League game here against Aston Villa, which we will sim and get a draw, which does not do too much wonders for our Premier League title hopes. The second leg here of Copenhagen, again, in this episode, I was just kind of chugging along. I wanted to get through as quickly as possible. We end up losing, so we actually do go out in the semifinals of the Conference League. We had a great run with our second team. We made it way farther than I thought we would. You see here, those were the remaining teams, so it looks like Roma, Athletic Club, and Stade Rennais in some really high-scoring legs made it through. So our second team got some really good experience there, but we end up going out. We got an international management offer here, which we will decline. I think we're going to wait until next season to accept one. The first game that we're going to play of the episode is against Brighton. They were, I think, mid-table, but I hadn't played a game yet in the episode, so I figured we'd give this one a go. And then we have some of the pre-game stuff going on here. Son, the leading goal scorer at the time. We wanted to make sure we kept it that way. I did leave the some of the opening kind of title credits here just so you could see my starting lineup. Again, it's full strength with what we have right now. I did bring in Sant Justi, and then I think at this point we did have an injury, so Dele Alli was our starting center attacking mid, but apart from that, we were full strength. Brighton always have a pretty decent team later in career mode. In this, it's just the first season right now, so it's pretty standard, but they were kind of... they're not a relegation candidate, but they're also not going to challenge for Europe really anytime soon. But they could have caused us trouble. And you'll see right here, what a start to this game. I didn't even cut anything out because check what happens here. So they kick us off, and then they pass the ball around. They're about to lose the ball. We win it back. And then literally a minute and a half on the clock, that guy comes in from behind. In less than 2 minutes on the clock, they're down to 10 men. A straight red card, a minute and a half into the game. Pascal Gross is off, and you'd see here, look, it just gets nowhere near the ball. They have to make an early sub, take off one of their strikers, a guy who I was actually nervous about, but Bissouma is actually a half-decent midfielder, so, maybe it wasn't always going to go in our favor. But that meant that we had to take advantage of that that man advantage, so... again, I'm not going to commentate over every single highlight, but you'll see here we kind of work the ball around a little bit. We play it into Son, who fires it far post, and he gives us a 1-0 lead with, I think, what, four-ish minutes on the clock. So I knew that with a man advantage, we had to just hammer it home. We had to score early and often, and we did, and Son scores here. But Brighton were going to give us trouble. They actually played that pressing style that can cause some problems where if you don't play it well, they can kind of screw you. So you saw there, they hit the crossbar, they rifled it off the crossbar, and then they just, a good one-touch layoff, and Bissouma, the sub who came on after only a minute and a half, scores a banger. So, we have a one-man advantage, but we're square at one, and you see here, he just, kind of chips the ball in. It's a nice little layoff to Bissouma, who just bangs it home, and it's 1-1. And at this point, I was honestly really, really upset because I knew that with having them down to 10 men, I needed to score like 4 or 5 goals. I was not going to let them make this a close game. And we made Sanchez work. You'll see here, we make him make some saves. There is one from, I think, Lo Celso, and I think I actually kept in the slow-mo replay you see here. Yeah, so this is a good angle. Whips it. It's not the best placed shot. Sanchez doesn't have to stretch too much, but a save he has to make. And then their defense just kind of, I don't know what happened there, but I was dribbling with Lacroix, our center back, and he was never going to win that. Son is in again. I don't remember if he's going to finish this. I bet he's going to finish it. Yep, and it's pretty much identically placed to where his first goal was. Far post. Son has now 2, extending his lead for the Golden Boot at the top of the table. And that's what you get with 10 men. I mean, that's the kind of play that we've been doing all season against full-strength opponents. Just really breaking them down, getting almost from midfield, like breakaways. We just haven't always been able to finish them. Again, here we have a good attack. Lo Celso works it out to Reguilon, who's going to cross it in, and they work it out for a corner, I think. So you'll see a lot of this game. A lot of the highlights are just me shooting and Sanchez making saves. If you look in the top left, we're already close to halftime, and this was just a really lucky goal. I think it ends up getting given to Dele Alli, even though it took a wicked deflection, but you'll see on the replay, it was going to go in anyways. It just got deflected to go more center. So again, here you see the replay. Pass the ball to Dele. The ball was going to, Sanchez was probably going to save it, but it was on target is what I guess I should have said. So he still gets credit for the goal. We go into halftime with a 3-1 lead. We see that they're going to make a change here. Alzate is going to come on for Baluta, whoever that is. Alzate is a striker who I think I might have heard of before. So, I was a little bit nervous. You might have also seen in the bottom right-hand corner there, we made a change. I think we brought on Tanganga for Reguilon. I didn't feel like we needed Reguilon anymore. Wanted to give him some rest. This Alzate with a shot on goal, curves it around the defense, but Hugo makes a really good, diving save. He actually had to extend for that one. They won a corner, but nothing came from it. Again, I keep showing we're close to working the ball through, but they just won it there, and they can counter. Let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, and he just plays it out. What a terrible pass. So I guess, I forgot about this. I completely forgot. So Harry Kane goes down with an injury. It's another injury where they forced me to take him out, which, up to this point in the career mode has not been a good sign. Both times that's happened, the guys have been out with 7-month ACL tears. So we brought on Calvert-Lewin. I think I also ended up bringing on Moldovan for Dele Alli, like you see there, just to give him some rest. So we no longer have any subs left, and we have to wait till the end of the game to see what happens with Harry Kane. Calvert-Lewin makes a good run in, and his cross is pretty good, but Lo Celso is just not good at heading the ball, so he can't even put it on target. This is a beautiful ball. I saw Son making that run very early. If you watch this replay, you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen, and that's Son's hat-trick, by the way, you can see him just starting to make the run, and I saw it right at the last second, right before he veered into the offside position, and I just did the chip-through ball. If you see it there on the left, I saw him right when he was even with the last defender. I just chipped it in, and we end up getting a hat-trick for Son. We're up 4-1. At this point, I was not nervous about losing the game. They actually score a pretty decently placed goal. Nothing special. It's a good technique, but it's not a powerful shot. Hugo is just not able to extend to reach it. So they get one back. Again, that's great technique. Hugo is just too far in the middle. It's a good placement, and that's Alzate. Oh, no, it's a Jork, who had a decent amount of goals scored. So nothing ends up happening. We end up winning the game 4-2. Son with the hat trick, but it's a little bit of a bittersweet moment because Kane went off injured, and so we have to wait and see until after the game what is his status. And as you're about to see, we just can't catch a break. I don't think there's ever been a team who's had 3 players tear their ACLs in the same season, but we've now had 3 crucial players tear their ACLs in game and be out for 7 months. So Kane is out for not only the rest of the season, but he's going to be out for the first half of next season as well. I am pretty happy that we ended up buying Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he's going to have to start now. And he's going to get his first start against Manchester United, who have a pretty sweet pregame ceremony, if I'm being honest. That's why I kept this in. But yeah, so Kane is out for 7 months. Calvert-Lewin's going to have to shoulder the load. And again, I'm really happy that I bought him because otherwise we would have had Dane Scarlett as our guy coming off the bench, which would have been a huge downgrade, and would have really put a hamper to us trying to win the Premier League. You'll see that Manchester United have their defense is half change, and then they have Aouar, but apart from that, it's a pretty standard Man U size. Again, for us, we have a new look first 11. The back line is full strength. The midfield is good to go. But now we have Dominic Calvert-Lewin starting alongside Heung-Min Son as our striker for the rest of the season. And this was a pretty big game. I can't remember in the table. I think Man U were close to the top, but they weren't going to challenge for the title. At this point, it was pretty much down to us and Liverpool. Son had a good chance there, but as I tend to do, I always shoot it a little bit too soon, and Henderson made the save. On the corner, we work it in straight to Calvert-Lewin. His basically first touch of the game is to score a header. And that was one of those where I was a little bit surprised that Henderson didn't come out. I felt like it was close enough to him that he could have, but he chose not to. I guess I just found the sweet spot. And Calvert-Lewin, gets in front of his man and just heads it right above that defender. I think, actually, it looked like Maguire might have ducked out of the way if I remember. No, it's Cuadrado. Yeah, so you see, heads it. Cuadrado actually ducks. And that allows the ball to go through. So Calvert-Lewin gets us on the board. He's played 18 matches. Not all of them have been starting, and he's got 5 goals. We work it well here to Calvert-Lewin again. He's in on goal. It's a breakaway, but he can't double our lead. Henderson makes a great save. We could have 3 goals up to this point. We should have had 3 goals up to this point if it weren't for some amazing saves by Dean Henderson there. Again, we're just attacking. We scored that early goal. We want to just pile it on. That's kind of our mantra here. So you're just going to keep seeing me shoot it a bunch. We get a little bit lucky there that it comes back to Calvert-Lewin off the deflection. We win a corner, and you'll see here, what a turn. I don't know how he even managed to get that on target. I'm wondering if Maguire hadn't blocked that, if that was going to go in or not. But regardless, obviously nothing came from the corner. Son tries like the power finesse, but again, Dean Henderson is equal to it. Once again, Son is causing some troubles here. He's going to work it in. I think I'm just going to have a shot on goal. Cuts it in, but Henderson is just, he's keeping them in the game. And that was not something I wanted to see, because if it's a one goal game, they can get right back in it. 2 goals, that gives us a little bit of a buffer at least. But up to this point in the first half, we were unable to double our lead. But as you could see, Man U had pretty much no chances. So I wasn't too nervous at this point as we approached the end of the first half. We had a decent spell of possession here. We had 1 chance, but we couldn't convert. The ball works its way back to us, so we kind of cycle it around a little bit. We work it into Son, who tries to finesse it, and it gets blocked. But it goes out to Emerson. We work it back in the middle. Are we going to get anything from this? Reguilon now has it. It's gone from top to bottom, from left to right. It's been all over the screen, all over Man U's half of the pitch. Can we finish it? No, it's blocked. Ali heads it, and we still have possession to Lo Celso, to Calvert-Lewin, to Son, and his shot, he kind of snatched at it. That wasn't as powerful as I wanted it to be. And nothing came from the corner. As we approach halftime, we have 1 last shot on goal. Henderson makes a great save, barely pushes it wide, but ultimately, we were unable to double our lead at halftime, so we go into the second half with a 1-goal lead. I am going to make some subs here. I decided to bring on Skip for Lo Celso, and then Brian Hill for Dele Alli, who Brian Hill is a player we're converting to a cam, and he's young with potential, so we're trying to get him some game time to get him some growth. But Man U kicked us off to start, and if I remember correctly, I think what you'll see is a little bit more Man U attack in this half. They finally realized they needed to score to keep in the game. But we still had our chances. Hill was in there, but a great tackle from the defender at the last second caused him to lose possession. Hugo claims we tried to push. As always, we try to go from front to back. Pretty fortunate there that defender didn't tackle it or intercept it. We still have the ball. Work it into Højbjerg, who hasn't had a lot of touches, at least in the video. Out to Reguilon wide, back into the middle, to Hill in the middle, to Son, who I thought for sure was offside, which is why I shot it first time, because usually they don't even let you do it, so I just, spam circle because I think it's going to be offside, but he ended up being onside, and the shot that I took ended up going in. You'll see here, I definitely thought he was offside, so before he even got it, I was pressing shoot, and I honestly don't even know how I got enough on that to get that kind of power, but turns, side foots it, almost passes it into that bottom corner. Henderson is not able to reach it. And there's that 2-goal lead that we wanted. Ronaldo has a shot on goal, but Hugo Lloris is equal to it. They win a corner. You'll see here, probably was going to curve in on the near post. Hugo did need to be called into action. They still have the ball, though. Like I said, I wasn't content with our 2-goal lead, but I guess I maybe took my foot off the pedal a little bit. But either way, Man U had way more chances in the second half. Ronaldo again tries to beat Lloris. It's a pretty comfortable save. It actually goes off his elbow, so he didn't need to do full extension. Oh, this really annoyed me. This is going to be their 1 goal. I wasn't trying to control Sanchez. I was trying to control someone else, and Sanchez just ended up, like, I don't know, going a little bit past the ball, or it didn't register that I don't know what happened, but that was an avoidable goal. You'll see here on the replay, Sanchez just gets drawn out, and again, he just like misses the ball completely. I don't remember what I was thinking, but that's not what was supposed to happen. And from there, Man U are going to continue to press us here. I don't think you're going to see too many more chances from us in this video. Will we be able to hold the lead, though? Who knows? Man U with the ball. We did some great job of just staying in front of them. Reguilon, I think that was. And now we're on the break. Calvert-Lewin is on the break here. He's wide open, one-on-one, and he doesn't even hit the net. I remember that specifically because I'm pretty sure I immediately take him out. I mean, you're one-on-one with the goalie. How do you not even hit the target? You know, that kind of frustrated me a little bit. So they're going to take off Bruno Fernandes, or they're going to they're going to take him off, put on Cavani. You see here, I'm like, you know, Calvert-Lewin, you can't miss open nets like that. Dane Scarlett, get your butt on the field, get a run out. Nothing ended up happening. Dane Scarlett didn't really do much. So we ended up getting a 2-1 win, which we really, really needed to stay alive in the Premier League title race. And you see that now that we are finally even on games played with Liverpool, we're ahead of them. We are playing Brentford, who is in last place, so I was just going to quick sim this game, I think, as the last game on the episode. And we did get a 2-1 win as we conclude the month of April. So heading into the final month of the season, we are 5 points ahead of Liverpool with 4 games left to play. In the next episode, we will be playing them for a possible title clincher. And I kept getting this message to try to extend Golini's loan, but I didn't even have the option to extend him. The only option I had was to terminate it, so I don't know why I kept getting those messages. But anyways, guys, in the next episode, we will be completing these final 4 games, completing the month of May to see if we can win the Premier League title. So thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for the next episode.